This is the Moleskine Expanded with 400 pages. In this video I'm going to do a quick review. This is the first time I buy the Moleskine Expanded, so I'm going to do a quick review and explain how I am going to use it and talk a little bit about the Moleskine brand. I did a previous video where I talked about some of the lesser known Moleskine planner that could work for bullet journaling. And I know that Moleskine sometimes gets kind of a bad rap. So I am going to talk also about the pros and cons of this brand. I think it's an Italian brand. I have been using this brand for maybe for about 10 years now. And even though I don't use their planners anymore because I love my Hobonichi planner and they don't work for me for my personal journaling, I think that they're still good notebooks. This year I'm just using one of their, well, this is a planner, but I'm not using it as a planner. I am using this pocket yearly planner for news tracking. And I talked about that on my 2020 planner lineup. And it has been very interesting doing this exercise of tracking world news and world events. It has been particularly interesting this year with the coronavirus and now with the protests all over the world. So yeah, I've been enjoying this kind of exercise on staying focused and aware of what's going on around me. So this is the only one I'm using now, and this will be the second one. Okay, so first of all, why did I decide to get this Moleskine Expanded? I just finished my morning pages on this one. If you saw my 2020 lineup, you saw this journal that I've been using for my morning pages, and it is already full, front to back, and I've been loving this this kind of daily exercise of just, cleaning your mind in a way. If you have read Julia Cameron's book, The Artist's Way, this is one of the artist tools that she recommends. And it basically consists of writing every morning 3 pages, long-handed, of everything that's on your mind. She calls it like a mind dump. You just dump everything that's on your mind at the beginning of the day to kind of have more like a clear mind during the day, clear thoughts, and I don't know, it kind of leads you to some moments of self-reflection, and I've been loving doing this. So this one is done, and because I need enough space to write 3 pages per day and have something last for a longer period, I decided to get this Moleskine Expanded with 400 pages. So let's get to the review. This is the soft cover. Like all Moleskines, it comes with this paper belt. They always make them like you can recycle them, and it seems they look like bookmarks, I guess. You fold here. Oh, okay. So it's to hang it on your door when you're writing or working. I think I would like to use them as a bookmark. So they come with that. Yes, they're from Italy. There's some debate about how they're supposed to be pronounced, since some people say that since it is an Italian brand, they're supposed to be pronounced Moleskine. But I think most people understand when I say Moleskine. At least when I go to a store and ask for a Moleskine, they know what I mean. And again, like all Moleskine planners, it has this elastic band. They're usually very soft. I got the red cover, soft cover. I love the soft covers with Moleskine products, much more than the hard covers. I don't know why, like they have a very nice feeling to it, and they age also very nicely. I don't know, it's faux leather. So you have these like please return to in case of loss, and then you have your pages. This is somewhat surprising. Most Moleskine journals that I've bought have, you know, those like pages at the beginning with the world map and measurements and things like that. This one doesn't have any of that. I guess they wanted to economize the space. So you jump right into the pages. This is a lined notebook, and I am guessing this is the only one that has 2 bookmarks. All the Moleskine journals and planners that I've used, they only have the one. So I do appreciate having 2 of them, and I like the color combination. And it also has the back pocket, but this one doesn't have the stickers either. So this one is more plain. It's just like your journal gets straight to it, and I think this is going to be great for my morning pages. This should last me a good portion of the year, because you know, sometimes I forget. I haven't got I haven't worked out the discipline to do it every single day, but I do it most days. So I'm hoping to get to a point where I do it every single day, because I feel more focused during the day. So let's do a pen test. I always do a Sharpie test, even though most of us know that Sharpies don't work on any notebook, or at least most journals with regular non-craft paper. Okay, so this is a Faber-Castell artist pen. Well, let's look at the pens first. As you can see, like Moleskines do get like usually a bad rap, but most pens work very nice. You get ghosting from all of them. The only one that bleeds through is a Sharpie, but Sharpies don't work on any journal, like regular paper journal. And there was a little bit of bleed through. I don't know if you can see it with the Le Pen. Aside from that, this paper usually works very well. Although, you will see now, if you're someone who likes to use fountain pen or wet media like watercolors or gouache on your journals, this is not the journal for you. Moleskines don't take well fountain pens. For example, this Lamy, it doesn't have ink anymore, but here I have an example. This is one, a planner that I did a review previously. The Moleskine Pro Weekly Diary. I used fountain pen in here, and look at all that. Like there's ghosting and bleed through. Like the ink went through the other side in several places. And this was the Lamy, and this is a fine point. So no, I would not recommend using fountain pen on this one, but I do want to try because I got this Kaweco extra fine point, and I'm thinking it may work with the Moleskine paper. So let's see. It is better. There's almost some bleed through, but not quite. So these very fine, extra fine point fountain pens you could use on the Moleskine planners. just as a little FYI, extra fine points with European brands and Japanese brands are very different. This is an extra fine, Lamy Extra Fine. This is a German brand, and Kaweco is a Japanese brand, and there is a lot of difference on how fine they are. I don't know. So do bear that in mind if you want to, if you, like I'm showing you these extra fine point fountain pen, those work on the Moleskine. You may want to get Japanese extra fine. European extra fine fountain pens are thicker, and therefore they throw, like there's more ink on the paper. Now the watercolor. Like right from the start you can see the paper sinking, and it does take a little while to dry. So if you want to use this planner only for pen, which is my intention, since this is going to be for my morning pages, on my morning pages I only use pens, regular pens, and the fountain pen that I'm using is this one right now, so I won't have any problem. I don't use watercolor or any wet media. But if you wanted to use some other media on your journal or planner, oh, this is a little dry. Look at that. This doesn't look great. It does damage the paper, and if I had used more ink there will be some bleed through. Unlike this is a stain I did on this side of the paper, but here I have watercolor. I used a lot of water on this one, and there is some crinkling with the paper. It doesn't work crinkle, but I could write on this side and it's not that bad. The times I have done something like this on a Moleskine, the other side of the page is not usable. And this is a Stylogy, by the way. But if you want to use some other media on this one, it takes very well water markers, like the Faber-Castell Artist markers. They're water-based, and the Tombow. Look. So water markers, it works well. Most pens work well. And in this example, this one, I've had it for 3 years. This is a soft cover. It's a very light color and it barely has any stains, and I have not been gentle with this one. I have taken it within my purse, backpack, everything, and it does age very nicely, the soft cover. So this is also, these are the Tombow Funosuke brush pens for the lettering. It looks very decent. It looks very decent on the other side. And this was also one of the Tombow markers and the metallic pen. You can see it looks very nice. Here's another example. So these were Tombow brush pens. I used a little bit of water to run the ink a little bit. So, and this one, the price ranges depending on what kind of paper you want, like blank, grid, dotted or lined, or the color. The price ranges from $20 to $24, and I think that's a pretty decent price for 400 pages. So on this case, on this purchase, I was prioritizing space and page economy over paper quality. If I wanted this for this journal for art or for using mixed media, this would not be the journal I would choose. But since I'm going to use this only for pen and actually like regular ballpoint pen, this works perfect for me, because for the purpose I want this journal, I need more space rather than paper quality. So do keep that in mind. But overall, I do recommend Moleskine. It was my first journal. I started journaling on the cahiers, this size, but the cahiers, and they're very small, like they're this thick, but with this size. I think this is a B6, and they work great. Thanks to these ones, I started creating the habit of daily journaling, because they're not like very daunting. they look achievable. So, and I have used several of their planners and journals, and I do recommend it for like regular note-taking, and maybe also for bullet journaling if you don't want to use wet media. I do like how they feel, I do like the size, and I love the feel of this one. So I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing my morning pages on this Moleskine Expanded. I hope this video was useful for you. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below and I will get back to you. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.